Welcome to this video, everybody. I'm going to be looking today at a weird thing that seems to be happening. Well, it's not weird, but Blu-ray discs, movies on Blu-ray, are they getting more expensive? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, but I want to just look at a few examples to sort of try and back this up. So I've recently started buying physical discs again in the last, 2 months or something like that. And I've been, maybe longer than that actually, I've been enjoying, trying to find used copies of films that I've previously watched and enjoyed. Just trying to track down and rebuild my collection. And I've been buying some up until very recently. I'm looking. And I've just noticed that they seem to be going up in price. I know this has been a slow trend. I think they've generally been going up in price for a while now. But ones that are not being made anymore, ones you can't buy new, movies that you can't get on streaming, for example, and lots of other reasons seem to be making the discs become more expensive. So I've got some examples here. I've got like a list that I've selected on Amazon. And by the way, I am just talking about the original Blu-rays here. I'm not looking at 4Ks. That's a completely different kind of ball game, if you like, and that's probably needs its own video. It's got its own market, etc., and they generally are more expensive to start with anyway. But Blu-rays, generally were fairly inexpensive to buy, unless you're getting some weird limited edition. 28 days later, you might have heard about this. This is definitely a film which is valuable and quite rare, and it's quite hard to find this cheap because it's one that isn't available on the streaming services. There's been something going on with the licensing of that movie. So I've got it on the list here. If I click on it, let's have a look. So currently, and I am just looking at Amazon, by the way, obviously there are other places to buy these movies. So eBay's another one, etc. And I've been buying them from other outlets as well, and shops. But I'm just going to use Amazon just for some consistency here, and it gives you a pretty decent ballpark figure of a movie's value. Look at this, $39.99. So at the time I'm making this, which is basically 11th of March 2025 in the UK, it's hard to buy this for less than this amount of cash. And there's 4 copies, it says. Let's have a little look. So actually, that's the cheapest, $39.99, like new. But look, it goes up to $56.99 and then £90. It's ridiculous, really, for one movie. I mean, I did buy this recently. I didn't pay $39.99. In fact, I've got a thing here. I can tell you exactly what I bought it for. I looked around a little bit. I actually paid £20 for it, which I thought was quite a good value. But I wouldn't be surprised if this just keeps going up in value over the coming months and years. Who knows what the long-term kind of projection or future is of Blu-rays. Anyway, let's go back. That's one example. Let's have a look at some others. The Mist. Let's have a look at this. I did also buy this one recently. It's not super expensive, but you can't really buy it new. You can pick it up used. And currently the cheapest you can do that is £23 with 126 delivery. So let's say £24, 28p, something like that if the math's any good. And it gets more expensive. Now I picked this one up as well. I'm going to try and compare. I don't have the dates, unfortunately, but like I say, it's normally, for most of these I'm going to be talking about today, it will be within the last 2 months. So I'm seeing quite a significant shift and quite a short time scale for that as well. So there's definitely movement. Right, I don't know how much I paid. I think I paid about £10. It's gone up. Let's go back. I've noticed, by the way, just a side thing, Jim Carrey movies, a lot of those seem to be very expensive. The Cable Guy. Right, I've just plumbed that into the search. Look, The Cable Guy, just out of interest. There's a few different versions. There's an import here, but that's an audio CD. So this Blu-ray is available for $22.99 with £10 delivery. And that's in another language. It's probably got an English language for me to watch. But if I want to buy this film, let's see, what have I got to pay? This is the English version. 40 quid. Crazy that. And as I say, it seems to be the case with a few Jim Carrey movies. I do not know what's going on there. Anywho, let's go back to my list. What else have we got? Domino. I bought this recently for £4.53 from Music Magpie. And now, I don't think you can pick it up for that price. And that was literally about a month ago. It's now cheapest, $14.37 plus $176 delivery, sorry. It's about £16 and more. Interesting, I think. it'd be interesting to come back to these in, say, another couple of months and just see what's the score. Number 23, another Jim Carrey film, £19 at its cheapest. The Lovely Bones, I got that very cheaply recently. And this is now, there's 4 people selling this on Amazon. £17. If you want to spend £299.99 for a collectible good version, then you can. But who would do that? Crazy. Let's go back. What else is on the list? Scent of a Woman. Great Al Pacino film, that. This one's creeping up. There's only 3 different sellers selling this, starting at 19 plus 126. Let's call it £21. And that, I'm sure, will go up. Now, I know some of these movies have come out on 4K. It's probably cheaper just to buy them on 4K if you've got the means to play a 4K disc, because you'll probably get it, in a lot of cases, as cheap, if not cheaper than the Blu-ray, which is a bit crazy. Afterlife. This is another one. Anchor Bay movie with Liam Neeson in. I bought this one not long ago. Again, it was... let's see. Can I find out what I paid for this one? Let's have a little look-see. Afterlife. I paid £6.59. And this is now, 20, 26, 20, £27. What else have we got? The Story of Wish You Were Here. It's kind of a documentary, really, about Pink Floyd making that album, that famous album. This one... I did buy this, looked around for it, but I can't find it at the moment. It's not even available. It's that rare. So good luck finding that. You might have to look far and wide for that one. My Name is Bruce. So this is a movie with Bruce Campbell in. It's a bit of a cult classic. And this one, again, there's only 3 people selling this, 3 sellers, starting at £23 with 176, about £25, and that's going to go up surely. I'm quite lucky I managed to pick up a copy of this. Just trying to look how much I paid for this one. My Name is Bruce. £5.92, not too long ago. So that has sharply risen since then. There's definitely something happening. I think people are buying these up. I think copies are being bought up secondhand of movies where there is basically more demand than supply. They're not making any new copies. Some people like myself are probably turning their back on streaming services, maybe going back to physical discs like me. And this is driving... kind of the prices up because there are more people wanting them and there's not enough to go round. This is Spinal Tap. So this is a Region 2 release. I know there was a kind of a Region 1 one which I couldn't buy. This one's gone up. It's $33.99. There's only 2 sellers. All 36. Great film, by the way. There's definitely something happening here. There's 2 left. Look at these. Me, Myself and Irene, another Jim Carrey film. This one is currently $41.99 and more, or £60. It really is quite hard to find this one cheap. There's some other of his films. I think Dumb and Dumber is quite expensive. I can see The Mask's going to go that way. There's a few kind of copies flying around. I'm thinking of buying one before it goes up. And then there's this, not one of Shyamalan's best films, but The Happening. It only gets 5 out of 10 on IMDb, for example. But look at the price of it, $46.21 and more. $199 if you want to pay that. I can't see things like this suddenly tumbling in price and becoming available for a £5. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't think it's going to happen. So I find it very interesting. I'd be interested to know what other people think, whether they've got any other examples of discs that are really starting to suddenly go up in price. But it just seems to be a thing. And my advice for people, and for myself, is to find the movies you want and buy them now before they're too expensive to buy. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. It's been a bit of a waffle, a bit rambling, but I think you'd agree there is something going on. See you next time.